my friends, Dave FX Hunter here with Forex Market Preview for the following week, Monday 20th till Sunday 26th. I'm including the weekend this time because we're gonna have the European parliamentary election votes, which could somehow might affect the euro pairs. I mean, for us who trading the long-term trades and the holding it, we know that the euro is very bearish. So if I will actually be very happy if the euro will spike up, so we could take more shorts in our theme trades. So as well, the euro will be very important on the Thursday. There's only euro news and the parliamentary elections. So the parliamentary elections actually are Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I think that they will have the results on the Sunday, and we will see if we will open with some gap or whatever will happen. Then the news which we should not ignore is the FOMC minutes, definitely CPI from the Britain. Here will be the Aussie law will be speaking, and Tuesday Fed Chair Powell will be speaking, and monetary policy meeting from the Australia, Kiwi retail sales, inflation report hearings from the pound, and actually right now is going on. Actually, yesterday was the parliament, the votes, elections, government elections from the Australia. So might it could affect the Aussie somehow, but you know it's mostly the rumors and the things, and that and we actually don't trade this. So let's go to the charts. We are looking to the dollar as usual, which is always the pair which we start. So we can see that this weekly demand is holding, and we have nice push up and strong weekly candle, and which I still expect the price to go to around 100 levels. On the daily, we can see how nicely is working these price action. So we had these movements, correction, we had a high, higher low, higher high, which allow me to draw the trend line, and then we have this retest of this demand, which is taking the control now, and since it's touched this demand zone, the price is moving up. Here we can, this is the thing which I was already explaining, that some people trading this broken trend line, you know, or entering this retest, but it's still wrong, you know, because this is not the broken trend line. Broken trend line, okay, you have the trend line is like somehow you can say that it's broken, but until we didn't make the new low, it's still, and this demand zone is working, it's still in the uptrend, and mostly this wave 4 is mostly the one where is the most the accumulation, and price will start to go up now. So I think that we definitely will see the dollar, strong dollar for quite some time, and I'm saying that since like 6 months, something like that. If you're looking to the COT data, we must read it correctly, and here is where the most people are doing the mistakes. So what the traders see, that they see the longs are reduced from 51, 46, 40. So they think that the longs are not so aggressive, and that we might should go down. However, you must compare as well the short side, and if you look to the shorts which was reduced from 22, 18, 13, in this range, the banks was getting rid of their shorts position. So then if we check the exposure, even that the banks closed the longs, but they've been closing the enough shorts. So look what happened with the exposure. it growth from the 70 to 75. So right now they are 75% to 25 to the bullish, and they have a smaller positions, but the exposure is the stronger to the bullish, and they going up. So if as they reduce the positions in here, they basically save the money, and I think here will be the nice breakout up for sure. I mean, not for sure, but this is something what I already know is this thing. So we will definitely see that here these highs, the people will start to sell, obviously, because the price will come into this level, and they will think maybe what's going to happen is maybe the candle like this, which everyone will see that the trend line is broken, which is actually not, because on this 4 hours chart we will might see something like this. So people will start to enter the shorts, and we will see this, the bounces on these levels. So basically they will think that it's the strong level, and they will start to short, and they will put the stop losses here as I draw here. So once the enough stop losses, which means the money is here, it will easily fire up. So this is my expectation for the dollar, definitely strong for quite some time till it comes into some strong zones like is this one on the monthly. So the dollar is still strong. Next one is the Aussie. Aussie is it's definitely dropping a lot. We can see that we have already the downtrend on the monthly as well, on the weekly. Here was the stop losses, which I said that will be broken. So it's happening. On the daily, it's crazy downfall, and 4 hours, of course, as well. And this is something what I was expecting for quite some time, and here is the reason. Those who's watching my market previews, they know it. So basically, when we have, let me show it on this daily. So basically, when we had this accumulation, which we can spot, because if we are looking into the market dynamics, we can see that the market is moving in the short, in the small, how to say, in the small range, without any sharp movements. But every time when the banks was moving down, you can see that the moves was sharp. Yes, then they was accumulating, and this was a big accumulation. And while was this accumulations, which was since let's say, let's check here, so we can see that it was since the beginning of the March, which was somewhere here, and we can see what was happening. Okay, the banks was growing the longs positions, of course, because they had to move the price up. But if we check their shorts, we can see they was still growing 64, 68, 70 to 82, then they drop it a little bit, and now we can see that they are the highest. They are the 91 K shorts. So this is the drop which is happening. I was actually expecting this trade, and I posted in my channel. I think I have it as well here on the trading view. I think it's yes, it's this one. Is this one. So this was this accumulation where I was expecting, again, the stop losses, because the price bounced a couple times, so people put the stop loss above, and I knew, thanks to the COT, that the price will start to drop. But always the banks wants to top up their liquidity, so they basically came up for this, you know so they move the price up, and then they start to drop it down, as I was expecting it. So still now, I think that as they are getting more heavily bullish on the COT, I still see the potential drop down to the 6065 zones. That would be perfect if these elections which are going on this weekend move the price a little bit higher, so we can enter the shorts, so the traders will see the break of the trend line, so they will start to take the longs, and once they clear up these stop losses, here will be more stop losses as well, and then boom down. So that would be perfect if this happened. So Aussie is definitely bearish. Euro, I'm bearish. There's nothing to say. We can see that all this weekly range, which was going on for quite some time, since last year, we can see that it was definitely used to build the shorts positions. They have been reduced a bit, and right now we can see that if we look to the COT data, we can see that. There was added some longs, then there was reduced, and the short positions was reduced, of course, because this was almost 2 weeks in these boring accumulations since the price to start to drop. So uh, yeah, so we can see this a little bit rise in the longs. However, right now it's dropping down again, and we still don't have we still cannot see the like a big shorts as was like 2 weeks ago in the report, but we must consider that the report was reported on the Tuesday candle, which is somewhere here. And this is basically what the market makers mostly do. So they know that the report is on the Tuesday. So this data which we see is for the Tuesday. So they are a little bit delayed. So we don't see the data for the next 3 days. So they reported this on the Tuesday, and definitely there will be more positions the next week. So they still want to keep it like a more they still want to keep us like one step behind us. On the weekly, I still see this potential drop to the 0.7 levels. And if I want to, this is the some 4 hours price action, so we can see as well again similar patterns, when the price is around some level, showing some rejections. Then once the stop losses above appear below, price start to drop. But right now, we all know that the Eurozone is a little bit in the troubles. And if we look to the monthly chart, here is something what I was looking for, and it's very interesting. Actually, we can see this big drop, and if we use, I'm not using the Elliott waves or something like that, but what we can see is if we put these waves anyway here, 1 2 3 or maybe 4 and then 5. If you look at it like this way, this is the low. So we have the wave 1 2 3, then this wave 4 is a lot of accumulation mostly, which could be, or it could be accumulating here, and then the drop. Okay, so maybe it's too much, the prediction to euro go to the 0.9, but for the markets nothing is impossible. Everything can happen, and once the price drop down here, which I believe will happen, look what is here. One bounce, second bounce, third bounce, everybody start to buy here, and you will see everywhere in the internet these crazy predictions like this, or so I think a lot of people start to buy here. And for the market makers who actually control the price, they still could drop it down. I mean, right now, already everyone is buying, because they think that the euro dropped a lot. But if you look what's happened here, this was in 2014. This drop it was dropping like uh, okay, 2014, like for whole year. And right now we have it like not even, this is not a whole year. So, but at the time it's not important. But look at this as well. If I take this distance, and we have, you know, the drop, correction, and then if we put the same distance, look how far is that from here exactly to the here, which is this demand zone on this 2001. So I think we will might see this drop into here. It's very interesting, and I think it's very possible that it can happen, because this drop will happen easily in this year. Euro is totally fucked, and the eurozone and all the fundamentals and blah blah blah, and the banks with their heavy positions, and here it's gonna be definitely a lot of pressure from the retail to buy. So, you know, I mean, everything is possible, and let's see if this happens. But I think, yeah. Next one is the pound. Pound is very crazy for me because I was bullish on the pound, and I actually bought it here. Then I closed one profit here, and then I took another trade here with my group, and we closed it minus 80 pips. And right now in this moment, if I'm checking the data, I don't see anything. I see it's like 50-50, and it's moving under some, you know, this is some big market manipulations, and still the Brexit things are going on. So I don't know. I must say that I don't understand this market, so I'm not gonna touch it. So I don't know what's going on here. Next one is Kiwi. Kiwi is in the big pressure to the very deep low. So if we check it from the monthly we had this move down, then this nice move up, and as well we already know this is the this market dynamics is the accumulation, and then we see this strong drop, again the accumulation, again the strong drop. So they will definitely broke this one, and right now we are coming into this zone, which is where will be a lot of people buying. On the daily we can see that we are moving in this channel. We are on the top on this channel, and we will easily drop this all the way down. If we check COT data, we can see that you know, the shorts are not so heavy. Something they still hold them around 20k, which is a nice amount to do the manipulation. So sometimes when they want to move the price up, they are the longs. And oh, I'm sorry, I just woke up a couple of minutes ago. And if we look to the shorts, it's 20, 26, 30, 29, 30 and half again. So definitely there is a pressure to add the shorts. And if we are looking to the commercials, they are nicely hedging. So definitely the drop down is in the play. USD COT, it's all in the uptrends. Right now we have this accumulation, and what is happening here, it's better to see on the 4 hours chart. So we can see here in this accumulation, it's quite, you know, sometimes they're building this trap. I think they want more people to short, you know. However, we already have the long, and I'm still having one more buy limit below here, because I believe here is the stop losses, which will be potentially, you know, with some drop haunted down. So here definitely to trade a breakout if you don't have a trade, and having one more buy limit here could be a good opportunity to have a better entry. If we check the COT data, we can see as well the similar thing as the on the USD. So we can see we had the accumulation for almost 2 weeks. Banks, they reduced their longs positions, but they reduced their short positions as well. However, if we checking the exposure, 76, 78, 78, and now they are reporting 79. So you can, this is the trick. So they are reducing the longs. Those who watching the COT but don't know how to read it, they think that the longs being reduced, so it's gonna be short, but not so clearly. And yeah, I'm expecting the break up. Next one is a Swiss franc. It's in the uptrend on the all time frames almost, except the 4 hours chart. And here on the daily, I'm expecting the price move up. The Swiss franc is moving with this strange way. I mean, it's, it just goes somewhere and then it just turns and it goes up. So it comes here, and I was expecting it to visit this demand zone where the price start to move like this. And definitely right now the people who are buying, they have the stop losses below. So I think that they could come down to visit them before they go up. If we checking the COT data, we can see that again that the banks was reducing their longs for the last 3 weeks. So once the price came up here, they start to closing the profit from their longs. They added a bit shorts for last 2 weeks, which was when they need the price to take down. And right now we can see that once they get down here, they have less longs, so they can buy even more, and they close their shorts. So these shorts which they used to drop the price down, it was closed here. So might these closing these shorts, these small amount of the shorts, could be right now taking price up. But what they want to do is they will definitely want to buy more longs, right? But they will not buy here. They know that the people will be attracted with this move up, which is actually not its move up, yeah, but caused by closing the short positions, not with the heavy buying. So they definitely the banks knows that here will be the stop losses of those who already took the long. So might they will take the price down where they will put the heavy longs, and from here they will start to move it up. This is what I expect with the franc. Next one is the USD JPY, and USD JPY is beautiful right now. So we have contacted this weekly demand zone, which actually happened as it happens here on the daily, as we had this trade where we had these stop losses, stop hunt and drop down. It's actually another from the trade, so which I was posting as well on my trading view, and of course in my Telegram channel. So again, if I explain this, so why I was thinking that the price will reverse here and it will do the stop hunts first before it start to drop, simply because I was watching the COT data and I knew that we had the longs rising here, still longs rising, but then I saw the big short positions coming inside. So I thought that when they building the shorts here, the price might go a little bit higher, but first they will need to do the stop losses. They will need to add even more shorts and close their longs, which they want to do on the tops. So we can see that the price then rised a little bit, like up here. So they added to the 118, 122, and then when price was here, the banks start to close their long positions from the 22 to 20. They of course close some shorts somehow in here. I don't know what the hedging they do, but we can see that the reducement in this exposure was changing. And right now you can see then from the 120 to the 119.96, and the shorts are opposite. They growing from 1926 to 33. So how all this happened is this. So the price, moved up. They hunted the stop losses, which was exactly here, as the every retail trader do. They hunted the stop losses, and then bam, dropping down into the next demand zone. So right now in this demand zone, this is what they reported: this 96 longs and 33k shorts. So the price is right now here, and it's making this correction. And what basically I'm expecting right now, I definitely expect the drop all the way down here on the weekly. It's gonna happen. For some people it sounds weird that we can have the same strong dollar and strong yen, but it's possible. You can see that it's very possible. So right now, if the price will retrace in these zones, I will be interested taking the shorts. Then when it will be dropping, we will come into the spin bar. So what's gonna probably happen here is something like, or maybe it's gonna be already here, something like this. So then the stop losses are here, boom, be going down, and definitely there will be some new one here, some new ones here, where the people will start to speculate for the market reversals. As I see in all groups, every traders, I don't know why they're doing it, the trend is down, and they still starting to catch the reversal, and then they get the smashed. So why should we take a longs when we see that the banks are shorting? It's ridiculous. So anyway, if it retraces here, or even I think I already have some short for somewhere here. So I will be adding more, because I'm always doing that. I'm doing the position building. So from here I want to be heavily short for around 110, and all the way down to the 104 on the weekly, and to somewhere here, or even possibly lower. That will be good trade. So no reason to go long, because banks are shorting, so we should be shorting as well. Next one is a gold. In here we have the perfect trade, which I was expecting, and actually this one I posted into here as well. Which one is that? Let me put this away. So yeah, many trades I have on the many good trades actually I have on the trading view. Anyway, what we need to do is to check this gold. Yes, so this is the gold trade, but I was expecting this stop hunt and drop down. Let's check that. And actually I was expecting this already from some 8th May or whatever. So you can see that always the same thing, always same behavior of the retail traders. They see these bounces, and they shorting. They are actually right with their shorts, but they put stop loss just above here. So what then happen? The price go up, eat their stop losses, fill up our orders, and start to drop. So then what's gonna start to happening here is that they will start to buy, because they will see the strong level, but it's easily will definitely drop down. So yeah, so this is what happened. This is what happened with these stop losses, stop hunt, our entry. Then we had actually another short here. So we have sell stop, we had the sell limit, and as well we have from 30.19 and one entry here. We have basically right now 3 beautiful trades. Actually this is actually actually we have free trades in our Telegram group, which are right now these ones. This is our trades. So we have from 1931 and 1294. All stop losses are right now in the break even, and our target is 1220, and we will be closing, you know, some trades on the way. Yeah, and what I'm expecting is to drop it down all the way to the 1224 zone. Why? Because of course supply demand, top line of the channel, then here will be the buyers, you know, they will be smashed down. Here again someone start to buy, but for us it's not problem, because uh, there is a positive sell swap, so we are happy to hold this trade. And what's happening in this? We can see that the longs rise for quite some time for the last 3 weeks. However, they rise because, let me show you like this, because the banks needed to manipulate the price up. And they close their shorts positions down here, then they move it price up, and we don't see that we see that they reported their longs, which was on the Tuesday, which is actually, look how they're trying to confuse, which is actually this candle. So in this candle they reported 228 longs and almost no shorts, you know. So those who are watching the COT and they get tricked, they will see, oh okay, banks are buying, I have to go buy. And what they see as well, they see the break of the trend line, which is actually the fake, you know, and they will be buying this retest and the move up, which actually not gonna happen, because the next 3 days after this report was here, next 3 days they closed these longs and they added more shorts, and price is dropping right now down, and we cannot see it here. But where we can see it, if we look to the other side, which is the commercials, look what they did. You know, we know that it's a hedgers, and we know that if the price is dropping, they basically adding the longs because they want to hedge their price. And here we can see the clue. So what's happened? Price moved up, and on the Tuesday here they reported longs. So they had you know, 226, and then they added 20k longs. You know, it's not for nothing. So if they adding the longs here, they expecting the price drop down and even lower than this. So definitely this is gonna be dropping. So the gold heavily bearish. Okay, this is the oil. Oil I am expecting to drop a lot, and here is some reasons. Okay, we have this broken trend line, however it's still not broken yet. And but on the 4 hours, yes, this is already broken trend line, because we had this new low and two demand zones are eliminated. And right now what was happening here is this, you know, so even those people who are right, they was stop haunted here, and right now I'm expecting the price to drop down. And if we check here with the data, this is actually what gives me more clue that the price start to drop. So we can see that here on the top, who of course they closed the positions, they had 630k longs, and then what's happening for the last 4 weeks, we can see that the longs dropping from the 630, 624, 680, 63, and the shorts are rising from 49, 61, 68, 67. So this is definitely, you know, and the other side is only the confirming it. So we can see that the longs positions, while they expecting the price dropping down, they need to hedge it because they want to stabilize the price. And so what are they doing with their longs? 85, 1,074,000, so 1,050,000, 1,099,000. So they have actually the biggest longs right now here, and it will be even the bigger once the prices start to drop. So this is very clear for me. I mean, I see what the banks are doing, I see what the price action is doing, and it's right now in the nice levels. So if you short the oil right now with the stop loss somewhere above here around the 66, you should be good and you can hold it for quite some time, because here when it comes into the support, people start to buy in, because as well with the stop losses down below here, and they will be smashed. And here is on this 4 hours, it's actually more levels which should be smashed down, because think about their psychology. So price comes down, so the traders, and there will be million of the people start to buy this support with the stop losses below here. It will be broken. Some of them will not close the position, so they will start to buy even more here, because you can see some price action here. So another stop losses could be below this one and it could drop down. So 55th, the price 55, 55 on the oil is, I think it's possible it can drop down there. It's everything is says that it's very possible. And this is the last one which I will mention in this. It's silver, and silver is as well very interesting. So we can see we are here on the monthly, and we have two bounces, so there will be stop losses down, expecting it to drop. On the weekly as well this could happen. On the daily we are in this beautiful channel, and the price start to drop heavily with this beautiful departure, uh, from this new supply zone, which removed this demand zone. Strong candles, price dropping down, and it could drop down all this way, because what's gonna happen here is that we will come down here and we will have the confluence of this low of this channel and this support. So what of course the traders start to do, they will start to buy, but that will be the reason to drop it even the lower to the zones which I have on the weekly. And let's check the data. So what do we see? We of course cannot see we can see that a little bit longs was reduced, but if we look into the shorts, we can see how they growing. 31, 48, 50, 60, 70. Right now they are 80. So the banks reported 80k here in this candle, but there will be even more, or they probably close their longs positions and start to drop it down. And if you look to the hedgers, what they doing, they adding the longs again, from 98, 1992. So the price drop is definitely expected. And as I said, here will be the zone, where a lot of people start to buy. So that's gonna be smashed down. And this is for me everything. I have a lot of another setups in my for my of my other pairs, because I'm watching around 40 pairs. So I will post them in my Telegram channel, or they will be posted in my trading view, or in my on my website. So this is it, everything from me, my friends, and I wish you have a great weekend.